Jim Jones, why they saying you got evicted, man?
Truth get exposed, ain't no sugarcoating it. If it's hot, we report it, we don't babysit. Press play, VIP, tap in, don't miss it. Yeah.
50 Cent is back to trolling Jim Jones and has released some very recent footage as of about a day ago of Jim Jones trying to kick in the door of his alleged podcast studio, maybe his apartment. I don't know. There's no clear clarification on what he is trying to kick down, but he is clearly evicted because 50 decided to post also the eviction notice. So let's go over this. For those that are unaware as to why 50 Cent is beefing with Jim Jones, it's very simple. On Jim Jones's podcast, Let's Rap About It with Mano, Fabulous, and Dave East, they decided to criticize 50 Cent's Netflix documentary on Diddy. They called it a mockumentary. They didn't directly say 50 Cent's name in the clip, but it's clear as day as to who they're talking about or what documentary they're talking about. 50 caught wind of that, didn't like it, called them out, and then revealed that they had been late on paying their rent, and they had been late on, I believe, paying light bills and all this other stuff that comes with owning or trying to rent out a building. He revealed that they owed hundreds of thousands of dollars they were behind on, and even got the owner on the phone and leaked audio of the conversation of him with the owner about him not getting his payment that he was owed from Jim Jones and everybody else. From there, just recently, on the Let's Rap About It podcast, they talked about the Tony Yayo and Ja Rule incident on the airplane. They didn't directly mention names, but they talk about it briefly, and it's clear as day that they're mentioning, obviously, the Tony Yayo and Ja Rule incident because they mentioned pillow throwing. So they are continuing their trolling or their, talk on their podcast, despite 50 doing what he's doing.
Who do you call if you on a plane?
Depends on.
And you run into niggas and it turns into a pillow fight. Who do you call in?
That's a good question.
Who do you call if you run into some of your opposition?
Your ops?
On a plane. How do you handle it?
And I guess 50 caught wind of that as well, potentially, and was like, okay, you guys want to keep running your mouths. And obviously the diss track added, more fuel to the fire, with Fabulous going in and Jim Jones dissing, and Mano and Davies kind of dissed, but they didn't really go really in like that. Davies didn't diss at all, I don't think. But Mano, had a little slick words. And then 50 and Mano actually went back and forth for a little bit as well. But it's been mainly Jim Jones, as well as Fabulous, with people saying, hey, there should be bars that go back at Fabulous and 50 should be rapping. And then 50 in a Rolling Stone interview said that he recorded a mixtape, potentially going at them, but just didn't release it. So there's just been a lot of back and forth, right? But today, actually last night, 50 dropped video footage of Jim Jones trying to kick the door in to his building, whatever building it is, whether it's his apartment, his podcast studio, I don't know.
He got the lights on. You're not supposed to. You heard Jim? Huh? He got the lights on. Turn back. What's up? What happened? Yeah, I'm good. No, it's mine. It's my property. All right? You got something to talk about.
See, as you can hear in the beginning of the video, one of Jim Jones' friends says, he cut the lights off. You heard Jim? He cut the lights off. And then he says something like, turn it back on. And then he's trying to kick the door in. And I believe some neighbors or somebody that's, around him is asking what's going on. And he's just like, hey, I'm kicking in my own spot. Like, don't worry about it, basically. It's kind of crazy how 50 even got this footage. But then again, it's not, because people need to think that, you guys got to remember 50 is at a level where if he goes at somebody or disrespects somebody on his Instagram or makes it publicly known, there are going to be a lot of people that want to give 50 information, either to get on his good side or to do business with him, so on and so forth. So on the second slide of this Instagram post, 50 posted the actual notice that was on the door. Before I go over that, though, let's go over the caption of what 50 said. He said, damn, bro, this wouldn't happen if we was friends. Want to be friends? I don't know. Let's rap about it. LOL. And then he said delicious, which is, I don't know, that's some crazy. Let's go over the actual notice, and then it goes over all these companies, and then it goes Joseph Jones, tenant, and then talks about the location of what it is, and then it says take notice as follows. The tenant was served with a 15-day notice of default. dated January 5th, 2026. Jim Jones responded to 50 Cent posts in that video, and he made a trolling video of him pretending to do karate because obviously he was kicking in the door and he's doing his kung fu skills in that video. He then posts in the caption, "Kung Fu Jim is what they call him, LOL. I need you, good movie to watch on this big screen. We got cable, LOL." So check out the video. But yeah, it's crazy, clear as day that Jim Jones is struggling to pay whatever bills that he has, which is crazy, man. He's been in the game for so long, had so much success at certain points in his career that you would think at this point you'd be smart enough to invest your money and, you know, just move better. But we don't know the full story. I don't know. Who knows? You know, it's only what's presented in front of us. And, you know, Jim Jones has trolled with this. He's always said, like, hey, you know, this is just bringing me more promo. Keep talking about me. Doesn't matter. I don't know that he showed that big warehouse. I don't think he would be investing all that time in building these little studios in that big warehouse if, you know, he wasn't like 100% on making sure that, hey, he had his bills paid. At least I would hope so, because that'd be a dumb move to be investing all that time and money into something and not even paying your rent, you know? So that's it with that. Let me know what you guys think of the whole situation. There's been a lot of back and forth. I briefly went over it, but, you know, there's all kinds of stuff that happened. And, you know, I don't think we're ever going to get music out of this because 50's kind of above that in terms of where he's at in his career. I don't think he really cares, because would you go back and forth with somebody that's struggling to pay their rent? You know, come on, 50's like basically a billionaire. I mean, he hasn't revealed it, but he's either close to a billionaire or a billionaire. You know, it just doesn't make sense for a billionaire to, you know, make music and take time out of their day to diss somebody that is struggling to pay their rent. You know, that's the kind of levels to this that we're talking about. But let me know what you guys think.
Oh, fight in moment, yeah, we move militant. Truth get exposed, ain't no sugarcoating it. If it's hot, we report it, we don't babysit. Press play, VIP, tap in, don't miss it. Yeah.